What is colonialism? Colonialism is a practice of domination involving the subjugation of one people by another. It typically occurs when a powerful country establishes control over a weaker region or country and exploit its resource, labor and market for the benefit of the colonizing country. The concept of colonialism can be broken down into several key components such as political control, economic exploitation, cultural influence, social hierarchy, and military presence. Colonialism in Malaysia, spanning over several centuries, played a significant role in shaping the country's history, economy, society and culture. The colonial era in Malaysia can be broadly divided into three major phases, such as Portuguese, Dutch and British colonial rules. Before colonization, Malaya had a rich past and a varied cultural heritage. It includes several states on Singapore Island and the Malay Peninsula, the federate and unfederated Malay state, as well as the Strait settlement made up Malaya before British colonial control. This region had independent local leaders and political system. The area was well known for its commercial activity, as it was the world leading producer of rubber and dentin.
During colonialism, the British made major colonial era change to Malaya that altered the political, economic and social climate of the area. To restore order, the British state started interfering in Malaya in 1874, first in the western states of Perak, Selangor and Sungai Ujong. After colonialism, the British government finally achieved peace and security in Malaya. The Malay Sultan retained his symbolic status at the top of aristocracy but lost some of his political power and independence. British authorities believed that rural Malaysian farmers need to be protected from economic and cultural change and that traditional class distinctions should be maintained.
Hey, can I interview you?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to interview me about?
What was the cause of colonialism by the British in Malaya?
The cause of Malaya being colonized by British is because British was motivated by three factors, which is economic interest, strategic control, and instability and lack of development in Malaya. The first one is economic interest. British found that Malaya is a plentiful country, which is Malaya is full of natural resources such as tin and rubber. The second, what we call factor, Malaya being colonized by British is because strategic control. As I said before, British want to gain economic resources in Malaya, so they want to secure their position in Malaya by colonizing Malaya. This is also the reason why they want to secure Malaya is because Malaya have maritime trade route, and also Malaya has fear of geopolitical influence. The third factor is Malaya was in instability and lack of development. In that time, Malaya was unstable as a result of conflict and disagreement between rival local factions. Because of that, British saw an opportunity to come and colonize Malaya, and after they bring peace in Malaya, they start to do a long-term investment and they do development of the undeveloped natural resources in this country.
Thank you for answering my question.
Sure.
Thank you, bye.
Bye-bye.
Adriana, can you explain the impact of British colonialism in Malaya?
Okay, so the first impact of British colonialism in Malaya is the establishment of Strait settlement. Strait settlement or Negeri Berselat refers to the formation of Southeast Asia British Crown colony that includes Labuan, Singapore, Penang, Malacca and few other islands.
Oh, really? What caused the establishment of Strait settlement then?
The establishment of Strait settlement was believed to be caused from the Anglo-Dutch Treaty 1824, or also known as Perjanjian London 1824. Using the agreement, it allows the British and the Dutch to divide their own influence in the Malaya region, which, as a result, British controlled the Strait settlement, while Johor Sultanate was unfortunately fragmented.
Singapore, Malacca and Penang each have different geography and different administrative background before the interference of the British. However, due to the establishment of Strait settlement, the administration of each state now are modified into one administration under the Strait settlement. The management of Strait settlement were actually led by SHTI or Syarikat Hindia Timur Inggeris at first and replaced by the India Office Pejabat India. The India Office Pejabat India was established in 1858. Administration under the India Office Pejabat India did not last long when a group of local residents dissatisfied and started to against the India Office Pejabat India. The rebellion in India caused India Office unable to administrate and protect the merchants in the Strait settlement. On April 1, 1867, the Strait settlements were declared a British colony and placed under the responsibility of the London Colonial Office or Pejabat Jajahan Tanah London.
Is there any other impact?
Okay, so the other impact of British colonialism in Malaya is the establishment of Federated Malay State. Federated Malay States are also known as Negeri-Negeri Melayu Bersekutu. Is comprised of 4 different Malay states, which is Pahang, Perak, Negeri Sembilan and Selangor. The British felt that their commerce is in threat. Thus, they implemented the resident system in the Malaya administration. It was believed that through the resident system, the Federated Malay States was established from the resident system.
Each collective 4 Malay states, which is Selangor, Pahang, Perak and Negeri Sembilan, had used the states meeting or Majlis Mesyuarat Negeri as the administration system. However, with the establishment of Federated Malay States or Negeri-Negeri Melayu Bersekutu, Majlis Mesyuarat Negeri was no longer relevant and immediately abolished and replaced by the new administration system, which was the federal meeting, or also known as Majlis Mesyuarat Persekutuan, led by the resident.
Okay, Jessica, can you explain more regarding the impact of the colonization of British?
The colonization of British starting from the 18th century had made a huge impact in forming the unfederated Malay states, which consists of Malays, Kedah, Kelantan, Terengganu and Johor. Since the unfederated Malay states were highly influenced by the Siamese administration, the British government had to ensure that the Siamese administration give cooperation in forming a treaty called the Anglo-Siamese Treaty at the year of 1909.
The treaty was signed on March 10, 1909. The British envoy, Ralph Paget, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Siam, Devawangsa Warupaka, signed the agreement. In order to reach the agreement, the boundary dispute had to be settled in a way that was clear out, distinct, and long-lasting. The British took over the governance of the northern Malay states from Siamese authorities through the appointment of officers. There were 32 articles in the pact. Therefore, the Anglo-Siamese Treaty established the current Malaysian Thai border without the approval of the rulers of Malay kingdoms. Furthermore, a unique position was occupied by Johor. The British were interested in gaining more control over the area and noticed its independence. However, Johor was not an easy deal to break as Johor has its own stance. Due to the leadership of Sultan Abu Bakar, Johor was able to fend off British intervention by the time the majority of Malay states had been invaded by the British through the establishment of the residential system in 1874. Sultan Abu Bakar demonstrated his wisdom by agreeing to sign the 1885 treaty with the British and granting them the right to appoint a consul to represent their interests in Johor. In 1914, Sultan Ibrahim at last consented to receive a British official. This allowed the British to expand their hegemony in Johor.
Okay, Jessica, how about the education system during the rule of British government?
During the British rule, the establishment of vernacular school, which consists of Malay, Tamil and Chinese, marked a significant development in many facets of education. According to the Razak Report 1956, all 3 vernacular schools were permitted to continue once Malaya attained its independence in 1957.
The main goals of setting up Malay schools were to support their parents inherit their families' property and allow Malays to stay in villages. The first Malay school was founded in 1826 in Glugu, Penang. Unfortunately, these schools' accomplishments are not cause for celebration. There are other Malay schools such as Malay College Kuala Kangsar that was founded in 1905. It was established to educate the Malay elite. As for the Chinese school, it all started in the 1800s by the Chinese community. The Manchu government actually aided the Chinese vernacular schools in an attempt to convert the Chinese populace to its philosophy. There were roughly 56 Chinese vernacular schools in Malaya in 1911. Now there are around 1,301 Chinese schools. In the initial part of the 1800s, Christian missionaries established official Tamil schools in the street settlements. Unfortunately, there are no financial, material or educational support from the British or the rubber planters. Following the independence in 1957, the Tamil schools adopted government support and changed their name to National Tamil Schools. Now, there are 530 Tamil vernacular schools in Malaya.
To conclude, there are many impacts of British colonialism in Malaya. The domination of people's life and culture is implied by colonialism. Extraction of economic benefits from the colony is colonialism's primary objective. Thus, natives' lives are controlled in the political, economic, cultural and social domains as a result of colonialism.